a peak pose today that is going to be involving some work with hips. So if you can sit cross-legged, either on the floor or with some supports, that is going to be a great way to actually warm up your hips a little bit. Now, the thing is, sitting cross-legged, if you don't have the right amount of supports, can actually be harmful for your legs. So you want to be sitting, whether it be on a blanket, whether it be on a couple blankets, whether it be on a couple blocks, or sometimes even in a chair. And what I'm going to show you is, if, for example, I wasn't comfortable today sitting on the floor, doing this form of sitting in the chair is doing the same type of opening in the legs that's happening for Debbie and Elodie sitting on the floor. I'm getting the same amount of opening and work. You would just go ahead and switch legs partway through, all right? And if that's not comfortable, just starting even maybe towards the edge of the chair and starting to work your way up with your leg crossed a little lower, all right? So just know this. This position is not going to get the same type of opening. It's a great position too. It can be for short periods of time, not all day long. But this one is going to start to work with getting a little bit more opening here in the inner thigh and working a little bit more in the outer hip, doing some stretching of some of the muscles, some work of the other muscles. And this is just a key for, again, our peak pose this morning. All right, so finding your comfortable position, whatever that is. Once you have that, just again, rock the pelvis a little forward and back. A little side to side. You may want to move the shoulders a couple times. Turn the neck perhaps to one side or the other. Just getting a chance to find yourself that you're going to be able to sit in stillness here for a couple minutes. Once you have that, just gently close your eyes or soften the eyes, finding a gazing spot so that you're not being distracted by anything visual. Welcome yourself into your body, into your Monday, into the arrival of spring, or whatever it is that you are welcoming in. Now, just taking a moment, allowing yourself to become aware of any of the parts of your body, again, that want you to stay aware through your practice, so that you can continue to be aware of them. And then I want you to kind of globalize your awareness of your whole body. Just see, and even if you are feeling like you're not doing it, just imagine, if you can, that you can become aware of all of your body all at once. The physical sensation of your body from your toes to the top of your head. And as other thoughts start to come up, just come back into the sense of the sensation of all of you. This particular focus is a great way to start to build the global awareness of yourself as consciousness. And our physical body is a great tool for beginning that journey. Sensation itself is simply vibration and our awareness of vibration. Feel the vibration of all of your body right now. Sense the deeper stillness that comes as you move closer into this feeling, the sense of all of your body. At any time during your practice today, you can simply come back to this sense of your whole body, no matter what position you're doing. Moment by moment, every moment an opportunity to connect with your consciousness through your body. Now take a moment to find within this beautiful vibrating consciousness that is you, what is your intention, what is your dedication today for your practice. Once you have those things planted as seeds within your heart, go ahead and join your hands together right at the level of the heart. We'll open our practice together with a chant of Om that's going to vibrate with Ah starting low in the body, the U moving up around the heart, the kind of on nasal sound happening somewhere here in the head, and then allowing the silence afterwards to come up through the top of the head. Exhaling together and inhaling. May we practice together in consciousness and joy. Namaste. As you're ready then to softly open the eyes, go ahead and do so. And we're going to switch the legs. So you can always use your hands to support yourself or use your arms to support yourself. If you can, just try doing this switch without using your hands. You may need to use your hands, kind of wiggle, or get yourself set once again on the sit bones. And again, move a little side to side, a little front to back. Move the shoulders a little bit. And then we're going to do a little fun experiment here for the head and neck. What I want you to do is I want you to take and feel like you've got your nice tall spine. You're lifting up through the crown of the head, and you're just simply going to turn and look to the right and just see how far you can see to the right. Then come back to center. Do that same thing to the left. Noticing if one side has a little bit more range of motion or not, or if they're fairly even. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take your right hand and you're going to take and you're just going to massage your ear. You can start up at about the top of your ear, and where we all have that little flap that starts to come over, just massaging that section of your ear with your hands. And start to come down the ear, down by where, if you wear earrings, you might have some earrings there. Massage around the lobe of your ear. Then come on back up. Massaging all the way up through the top of the ear. One more time, coming down to the bottom, around the lobe, and then going back up. Just a nice little massaging action. And once you've done that on that side, go ahead and release that right hand down. And all I'm going to have you do is once again, lifting up through the crown of the head. On the exhale, just gently turn towards the right. And see if you notice, did you just gain some more mobility from that? Unmute. There we go. Can you all hear me? I hope. And now, if that felt really good, we're going to try that on the other side. So doing that now with the left ear. Starting this massaging action just up around the top of the lobe of your ear and just giving yourself some nice massaging coming down this side. coming around the earlobe. And then you're going to work your way back up, doing that twice. You may even find there's some places along your ear that you feel like, ooh, that's a little tender. There's at least one of us here in this room today that could tell us about why that might be tender. I'm not going to go into that. All right, after you've done that your 2 times, you're going to come back up to top, and again, find your center, find that nice tall spine, and exhale, turning to look over your left shoulder. Come on back. All right, so that's just a way of creating the opportunity for your head to move a little bit more. If you have days when you notice that your neck is feeling a little stiff, we're going to do one other thing for the head and neck, just again, a little morning wake up thing. So with this, I'm going to have you take your hand and you're going to place it on the side of your right side of your head. You can use your right arm or your left, I don't care. And all you're going to do is you're going to use your arm to resist, and you're going to lightly, very lightly press your head into your hand and very lightly meet that equally with your arm. So if you were to think of 100% of your ability to really push, use only maybe 10, 15%. So just find this light action, your hand pushing against your head pushing against your hand, maybe again, 10 to 15% at the most. And then we're going to release that. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Coming over to the left. Again, find the balance, the equality and harmony between these two things. And as you do this, remembering what we were just doing in the meditation of staying with this awareness of your full body as you do this. Just simple awareness. There's no trying really and no effort. We're just reminding ourselves to stay conscious. And then we're going to relax that one. So now you may find that maybe your head feels like, oh, wow, I really have some more ability to kind of go side to side. So we're going to do the same thing with the front and the back. So we'll use, again, one hand on the forehead. Again, remember, maybe 10, 15% of your ability. Match the work of your arm against how much you're pressing the head into the hand. Nice and easy. Try to keep your head and neck in its natural position as you do this, and very lightly. And release. Now we're going to do the back. And when it comes to the back, I actually like to use both of my hands because it feels like I get a little bit more balanced work. But again, remember, only about 10 to 15%. I have a ponytail, so my hands are kind of surrounding my ponytail. Keep the chin lightly down and tucked. You shouldn't be lifting the chin way up as you're doing this. Your head in its natural position. About 10 to 15% of your ability to do this. And again, gently release and relax. Good. So now there's a lot of controversy. Some people say we should not try to do full circles with our heads, and I'm kind of subscribed to that. So what I like to do in doing kind of just some movement of my head is I usually like to come over, turning the head to one side, bring the chin down towards that shoulder, come across the chest, over to the other one, and then lift back up. And then I'm going to go back down in the other direction, down to that shoulder, coming across to that shoulder, and then lift back up. So one more time in each direction. Those of you guys that like your full head circles, you like to take your head back and do that too, that's fine. I am not responsible for your neck. Feel free if it feels comfortable to you. All right, and back. Going around the other direction to the other side. Good. All right. Now let's get in the shoulders a little bit. Just get a little movement in the shoulders. The last 2 Thursday classes, we've really done some nice moving and grooving with the shoulders. So maybe finding some of those, remember the movements from about a week and a half ago where you really spread the collarbones by bringing your arms out like this. And then remember last week, not squishing the heart, but just lightly lifting the heart and kind of coming back like this. Maybe one more time in each direction. And then back. Good. All right, coming back to center, we're just going to do one more thing sitting here. And this is a nice and gentle and easy twist. We're going to do this without using the arms. So you can always do cactus arms like this, or you could simply hold your arms like this. What you're not going to do is use your arms to move your body. So finding your breath and this awareness of your body, take that nice inhale in the center, and on your exhale, moving to one side. And then inhale when you're ready to inhale, come back to center. And then exhale over other side. So just find yourself moving with your breath about 3 times to each side in total. Moving at the pace I like to exhale as I twist. But there's nothing that you're going to harm yourself if you were to inhale as you twist. It'll just feel a little different. You can always explore that. Inhale back to center. Staying with awareness, consciousness of your body. And this is the way that throughout not only this practice, but any physical thing that you were to do is probably one of the easiest ways to keep yourself healthy and safe, to stay in that awareness. All right, we're going to stretch your legs out now. So reaching them out in front, and just take a moment, stretch and spread the tootsies and bring them back. Do that a couple times. And then move your toes forward and back, eventually moving the whole foot forward and back. Maybe finding the outer edge going out, and then the inner edge going out. Just playing a little bit with your foot movements, but becoming aware and conscious of, as you move your feet, where all else going up your legs, do you feel that movement? Do you feel the chains of your body that go through that? All right, bending the knees a little bit, and a little side to side. I must say, this is one of my very favorite things to do in the morning. Again, as we've talked about, you can keep your hands behind like we're doing, or if you want a little bit more work in the abdominal and back, just keep your hands up, and you'll start to feel a little bit more of the work. Instead of just around the hips, it'll come up into the abdomen and back. All right? Now here, what I want you to do is just sitting for a moment, placing your knees, probably your feet probably as wide as your mat. Just stand your elbows on your knees for a moment. Root down into your sit bones and really try to lift up through the heart, lift up through the crown of the head. And again, maybe find that about 15-20% of action of pressing down with your arms. Now see if you can just gently try to kind of lift your legs up against your arms. They're not going to move. Again, hold it for maybe a breath or two. And release. Poor Elodie went horseback riding bareback the other day, and she's feeling it. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. What I want you to do is we're going to take your right hand, and I want you to reach around behind your back and just see if you can reach around for your left hip. At the same time, now take your left arm, reach, maybe come forward a bit, reach into the inside of this leg and press the arm against the leg. Press the arm against the leg. And now just gently try to open your chest towards the right a little bit. Breathe into it. Awareness. Exhale, release. Release those arms. Wiggle the legs if you need to. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So trying to kind of sit up nice and tall. We're going to reach this left arm back behind, this internal rotation. You're reaching around for that left hip. You may or may not get there. Just play with that. And then take your right arm now and reach forward. Try to connect your arm with your leg. And then press your leg against the arm against the leg. Again, about that 20%. And then breathe in nice and long in the spine and gently open that left shoulder out to the left. Keep the right arm and the right leg connecting. And exhale, release. Good. Release your arms, come on up. Wiggle, wiggle. Stretch your legs out in front again. Wiggle, wiggle. I wanted to do that sitting because we're going to do something very similar to that without the arm going around the back as we come on down to the back. For those of you guys that just joined late, just in case I forgot to mention this, you are going to want to have a strap for a little bit later in the class, and you're going to want to have either a chair or something that's around that height you're going to be able to put a foot on. All right, come on down to your back. Lying back down on your back, what you're going to do is, without using your arms, is I just want you to bend both of your knees, put your feet on the floor, our constructive rest position, and you're just going to start off with your right leg and start to gently bring your right leg up and as close into your body as you can, but without using your arm. And then bring that one down, and then do the same thing with the left. Bring that up and in towards your body, and then release that back and down for a moment. Good. Now we're going to do that again, and this time what I want you to do is you're going to take, as your right leg comes in, you're going to take that right arm to the inside of that leg. Create that same thing. Wherever your arm and that leg connects, start to find that about 20% of the leg pushing into your arm and your arm pushing into your leg. Just find that, feel how that might be activating some of your abdominals. You guys feeling that? Good. And exhale, release. And do the same thing on the left side. So gently bringing that left leg up, finding that connection, the inner thigh of that leg, or maybe the lower leg and the arm, about 15, 20% pressing against each other. And then gently exhale, release. Good. All right, now go ahead and draw your knees in, and this time put your hands in front of the knees. And you're just going to take a nice full breath with your arms as extended as far out as you can, but your hands on your knees. And the exhale, just use your arms to help those knees come in, and exhale fully. Inhale, letting the legs go back out a little bit. Exhale, drawing back in. Apanasana, this is called. Continue this with the pace of your breath. As you continue to do this for a few more breaths, can you find again, just like we did at the beginning, that awareness of your whole body right now? Even though you're moving, you're just lightly going from one position to another with your breath. Can you stay aware of your whole body as you do this? Just play with a concept, play with a possibility. The vibration of your whole body and maintaining awareness of that with simple movement. One more. Good. And then go ahead and let your legs relax down the ground. Bend, knees are bent again, feet around the ground. And all we're going to do is we're just going to do a couple gentle lifts up towards a nice and easy bridge position. Again, use your breath. Your arms can be out at your sides, by your side. They could be in cactus position. Debbie's grabbed onto a block and she's hugging that between her legs because that feels better to her going up and down. Feel free to do that. If you've done this 3 or 4 times, possibly on one of the last ones, you may want to stay up for a couple breaths. And as you do, you think about kind of really rooting down through your feet, and almost as though they were going to drag toward your body a little bit. You're going to feel a little bit more activation on the back chain of your body. Hold it maybe for 1, 2, or 3 more breaths. When you're ready, use a nice full exhale to release your back and down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. All right. We're going to bring the knees up, and you're going to have your shins parallel with the floor. Your knees should be masamadas. I'm putting Spanish in here. Your knees are pretty much above your hips. You can have your arms out to the side, or again in cactus arms. All we're going to do is we're going to lower the legs down with your breath halfway to one side and halfway to the other side. Again, having a knee, block to hug in may be helpful for some of you. Use an exhale to come over to partway to the side. Inhale to come back to center. Now again, awareness of your body. If for any reason this isn't feeling right for your back, then don't do it. Find a light and easy recline twist. It's going to feel better. This one is working a little bit the core muscles. Now come up to center, and we're going to go one more time to each side, but listen for a moment. What I want you to do is you're going to exhale down to each side, but then you're going to inhale a little bit, and then I want you to laugh your way back up. All right, so part way over to the side. Take a big inhale and start to laugh as you come up. Ha, 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 ha. Good, I got a good laugh out of this crowd. Do the same thing over to the other side. Come part way over to that side. Take in a big inhale. Laugh your way up. Ha, 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 ha. All right, so what this does, go ahead and let your feet come down, is first of all, it adds a moment of levity. It got Daphne, our dog, all riled up. But it also activates that deeper abdominal muscle called the transverse abdominis. And that's a really good one that we want to use. Now, we're going to step this up, and this is where you're really going to want to activate your abdominals more. We're going to start in that same position. Once again, bring your shins parallel with the floor. If this felt challenging enough for you, then simply do the same one we did, but do that laughing up. For you guys, if you want to go farther, what I'm going to have you now do is lift your arms up so your fingertips are raised towards the ceiling. But feel your shoulder blades still connecting down with the ground. Try to keep your shoulder blades pinned down and take your legs over on an exhale, halfway over to one side. Try to inhale back up without losing the shoulder blades. Then do the same thing to the other side, halfway over to the left. And then bring yourself back up, trying to keep those shoulder blades pinned. If that felt okay and comfortable, do that one more time. You could always add the laugh in this time if you wanted to as well. And bring the legs down. Good. All right. Go ahead and take any tools off. You're going to come over and onto one of your sides, and we're going to do some clamshells. So if you're not quite sure what those are, come over and onto your side, and you can rest your head on your hand, or you can simply have a little block or something underneath there. Your legs are stacked on top of each other, but your knees are bent. You're going to keep your feet connected and start to bring that top knee up and down. I like to inhale up and exhale back down, but you can do the reverse. If it's feeling really comfortable, you could also take that top arm and rest it on your leg to give it a little bit more resistance. On this, you may be resisting maybe 5%. If you had a resistance band, you could tie it around your thighs and do that same thing. Try to aim for maybe somewhere between 8 to 10 on this side, and once you've done those 8 to 10, you're gonna turn yourself over onto the other side and the same thing. Clamshells. And if you're not quite sure what muscles should be working here, you could take that top arm and you're gonna find about in the middle of your gluteals, middle of your butt. You should feel the muscle that is there helping to lift this up, and it should be targeting gluteus medius. You may also feel a little bit of the lift from the inner thigh. Are you feeling that? Yeah, especially if you've been horseback riding. You may feel the inner thigh working a little bit there too. Oh, got something waiting to come in. All right. And again, about your 8 to 12 on that side. And then we're going to come over onto our hands and knees. We're just going to be here for a couple cat-cows, get our spine moving up and down. So again, remember that awareness of your whole body. So as you start to work with cat-cow, which basically on an exhale means you kind of draw the tailbone down, start to lift and arch the spine up towards the ceiling, dropping the head. Your inhale, the tail lifts, and we start to curve the spine in the other direction, ending up with reaching the chest forward, lifting through the crown of the head. Moving back and forth with your breath. Now play with this in having that whole body awareness. Not only of your spine, but as you breathe a few more times back and forth between these two movements, can you stay aware of your whole body? The awareness of your whole body as it moves back and forth between cat and cow. All right. Finding the balance that you've done both directions evenly. Then come up on your knees for a moment and just reach your wrists down and back to neutral. One more time, down and back to neutral. Let's go ahead and make a fist and just do a couple wrist circles. Click, click, click. Nice. The inner wind's releasing. All right, shake them out. Good. Let's do that, reaching the pinky finger out and away. And then the opposite, pinky finger coming up like that. Good. One more time to each direction. You can always take your arms out to the side. You don't have to have them in front. and then the opposite direction. Good. One more motion that we're going to do. So just watch for a moment. I'm going to show you a little actually from the side. Is with this one, we're going to be on our hands and knees again. What I want you to do is I want you to lift this knee up, and you're going to come towards the elbow if you can, and then back up, and you're going to try to lift the leg up as high as you can. What I'm trying to do is very carefully is do this without moving my whole hips. And with watching me on camera, I can see it a lot more. It's a lot harder than it looks. That's why I'm moving in slow motion, okay? So we're moving back and forth with one leg. So finding your hands and knees, starting with whatever leg you want to start with. First, gently lift it up off the ground, trying to do that without moving your hips. Start to bring it forward. You don't have to touch the elbow, just bring it as far forward as is comfortable, and then start to go back, and then lifting that foot up towards the ceiling as high as you can. Again, trying to do this without moving your hips. Do that one more time with this leg. Full body awareness. Can you stay aware of the full body as you do this? Trying to maintain as much stillness. It's simply the leg that's moving forward and back in the socket. Once you've done that twice, go ahead and put that leg down. We're going to go to the other side. All right. Trying again on the other side, lightly lifting that leg up first, and starting to bring it forward. Gently starting to take it back, lifting the sole of the foot up toward your roof or your ceiling without moving that whole hip joint. Trying that again. So 2 times in total on each side. And then coming up and onto your knees once you're done. Good job. Maybe a little side to side. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to start to practice stepping forward. All right. So this is a lunge. And here's where some of you may want to have either your bricks just to support you as you're doing this, or even a chair seat or something by your side to support you. So this is simply going to be, again, if I'm using my bricks, I'm going to have a little bit of weight bearing on the bricks. I'm going to lift up this leg and bring it forward, and then lift it up and set it back. If you want to try without the bricks, you can be up like this and try the same thing. How well can I do this? And trying to just move this leg and not a whole lot else of my body. Notice how in that time when I did it, I had to pull back real quick to not lose my balance. So I'm just going to try to move a little slower this time. I'm a little rickety-rockety without using my hands on bricks, but it's a fun exercise for them. You should feel the muscles around the center part of your body kind of being engaged. And then here, as you're doing this, moving forward or back, you could always try that laughing. Ha 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 ha. One more time on each side. Ha 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 ha. All right. Good. All right. If it's comfortable for you, go ahead and sit back on your heels. If that's not comfortable, maybe come into your cross-legged position for just a moment. Soften or close your eyes. Return back to that whole body awareness if you've somehow lost that. Your hips may be calling to you because they've been doing more of the work right now, but can you still take and kind of have that global awareness of your whole body right now? Remembering your intention and dedication, making sure we're still acting within that. Good. Now we're going to come up to standing. So if you need some support in coming up to standing, use that. If you can, here's a challenge for you. Come up onto your knees, curl your toes under, and then start to come back onto your toes. Find your gazing spot, and if you can stay on your toes, find your way up to standing, staying on your toes. Lift those arms up overhead. And return back to earth, hands in front of the heart and heels down. Good. All right. We're going to move into a couple flowing motions that are going to end up in sun salutations. First, we're going to do what I call skiers. Those of you guys have been taking these classes, you may be familiar with this now. And the first sun salutation that we're going to do, we are going to have the knee down. Debbie's going to show us using a chair, so I'm going to just turn the camera so you can see her a little bit better as well, for any of you guys that might want the support of the chair. All right, so starting from the front of your mat, find your mountain pose, Tadasana. Skier is just some motions that kind of take our bodies forward and back and get us into some deep squatting. So all I want you to do is just to practice a couple of these. I'm going to stand from the side. Is as you start to come down, what I want you to do is as you think about a squat, is think about yourself going back, not my knees coming too far forward and coming down like this, but trying to keep my knees kind of stacked on top of my ankles and let my rear end go back like that. So just practice that a couple times. I like to take my arms out in front. All right. Feeling good so far? Okay. So now we're going to go into our skier. And so for this, Elodie, can I have you do the first one to the side? So if you're not sure, I'm going to guide you through it. We're going to do 3 in total, and just watch Elodie. She's going to do it from the side. So we're starting in our mountain pose, hands at the heart, Samastahiti. Bowing down and remembering your intention and dedication. On your inhale, whatever way you want to, lift the arms up, get a nice extension. On the exhale, you're going to fold deeply, sweep your arms back and behind. Then on your inhale, stay here, but reach your arms forward. Exhale there. Your next inhale, you come up into a chair and exhale there. The next one, you reach down the legs all the way up, extend, maybe even a light back bend, and then exhale the hands back to the heart. That's a skier. Now, if you want to do this, you can remember it. You can always do these with your eyes closed. That helps me to stay within that body awareness. 2 more times. You can move with me, but you can always move at your own breath. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, folding deeply, arms sweep behind. Inhale, same position, but the arms come forward and you exhale there. Inhaling next into chair and exhaling there. And then inhaling to come all the way up, a nice stretch, maybe a back bend, and exhale the hands to the heart. Good. Pause for a moment. Full body awareness. See if you can maintain that in this next time. As you're ready, inhale the arms up, extend. Exhale, fold deeply, sweep the arms back and behind. Inhale, staying here, the arms will reach forward and exhale there. Your next movement is to inhale into a chair position and exhale there. Legs are working. 1 more time, all the way up, maybe a light back bend, and then exhale the hands back to the heart. And pause, check in with that full body awareness, consciousness, the vibration of our body. Excellent. All right, now we're going to move into some sun salutations. Thank you, Elodie. So for these, you'll stand at the front of your mat. We are going to take the knees down. So you may want to have either your blocks or a chair to support this. Deb, as we come into this, because you're not taking the knee down, what I'm going to suggest for you today is take and place one of your feet on the chair and do your Anjaneyasana like that. Okay, so once again, let's find the hands at the heart, bowing down, remembering intention and dedication. On the inhale, lifting and extending, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, floating forward, a forward bend. We haven't done one of these yet, so just take a couple breaths here. What I want you to do is, again, I want you to work with finding the stretch in the belly of the hamstring muscles right in the center of there, not up around the butt or the knee if you need to, bending the knees lightly. Let the head relax down. Full body awareness here. On the next inhale, you're going to lift up and find a flat spine position. And on the exhale, you're going to step the right leg back and take that knee down, those of you guys who are doing it. And Deb, you can bring that right foot onto the chair seat. So here, finding your hand on this front knee, I want you to find the feeling first of your hips hugging in towards each other. And then only if it's comfortable, find your front heel and your back knee scrubbing towards each other. And you'll feel a strengthening of the pelvic floor up. If it's comfortable, then inhale and bring the arms up. And find 3 breaths here of full body awareness. Do you feel harmony and balance? Does it feel right for your body? 1 more. Exhale, we're going to start to bring the hands down. Good. We're going to step it back, take your other knee back and down, and you can take it into the either plank or knee plank. And just find a couple breaths here. Remember those laughs? Can you laugh in plank? Finding that nice, strong abdominal work here. Good. When you're ready, either knees down or knees lifted, lightly lower yourself down. We're going to just come up into a little baby cobra or baby back bend. And then exhale, we're going to take it back into down dog, or if that's not feeling right yet for you today, just find a place where maybe your knees are bent. You may have your knees down on the ground, and maybe you're doing like a kneeling child's pose. Take 3 more full breaths here, full body awareness. Legs, arms, heads, body, mind, emotions. Good. And now we're going to look forward. You're going to bring that right leg forward. And the other knee's going to go down, or Deb, you're taking that left foot up onto the chair. Good. Again, starting to come up with hands on the front knee. And first finding the hips hugging towards each other. Find your stability there. Then, and only if it's comfortable, your front heel and your back knee are trying to kind of slide towards each other or scrub towards each other. You'll feel a strengthening from the pelvic floor up. And again, inhaling, bringing the arms up if this is right for you. If not, just keep them on your hips. 3 full breaths, trying to find that full body awareness, consciousness from the toes to the top of the head and the fingertips. 1 more. Exhale gently to bring the arms down. Good. Those of you guys on your knee are going to curl that toe under, lift the leg and step forward and folding into that gentle forward bend. Again, spending about 3 to 5 breaths here. Feel the roots of your body rooting down. That light lift in the belly of the hamstring muscle. Allow the top of the head to relax. Full body awareness here. And then we're going to stand up. So with an inhale, bringing yourself up potentially through that chair pose. Lifting through the arms, rooting through the feet, a light back bend. Now coming into straight up, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, a light twist to the right. Inhale back to center. A light twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale the hands in front of the heart. Take a couple breaths here, checking in body, breath, mind, full body awareness. All right, I'm going to move Elodie's blanket out of the way. This time we are not going to be taking the knee down. We're going to be stepping back into our warrior 2, and then we're going to take a little fun time. So, having yourself at the front of your mat, hands at the heart. Once again, bowing down and finding your intention, your dedication. On the inhale, lift up with those arms. On the exhale, a gentle and easy folding forward, forward bend. Inhale into a flat spine position. And on the exhale, we're going to take the left leg back and start to set that heel down and start to adjust your feet. We're going to find eventually our warrior 2 here. So those of you guys, again, that were here in that class where we played with our hips and found that, notice your hips are kind of angling possibly. That's okay. Find that your knee is comfortable, maybe lining up with those middle toes. This feeling now that we're activating. Remember gluteus medius? We worked in those clamshells. Poke yourself in your gluteus medius and ask it to stay active right now. Then bring your arms out to the side. Warrior 2, looking down your middle finger. Seeing if you can find this whole body awareness in this one right now. From here, we're going to start to take the elbow down to that front knee. Now finding this place, remember how we've worked with this feeling of 20% in each direction. Try to press your leg into your arm and your arm into your leg, about that 15-20%. Go ahead and take this back arm. Instead of taking it over the head today, I want you to start to turn it internally and try to reach around for your right hip. Keeping that leg and that arm active, lightly lift your chest if you can, maybe even turning your head. Good. Now, coming back forward, all I want you to do is I want you to hop your back leg a little bit farther forward, look down at the ground, and just play with lifting up that back leg, bringing it back down. Just do that a couple times. And then set it back down. Go ahead and turn towards your mat or your chair, set your hands down, and step it back either into your plank or take your knees down. Whichever one you're doing, maybe finding that laughing again. Oh, 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 oh. All right. If you want to do your full yoga push-up, do that. If you're not ready for that, just bend your knees, lightly come down. Coming up either now into your cobra or your up dog. Take an extra breath. Feel your legs nice and active. Lift your inner thighs. On the exhale, reach it up and back into down dog, Adho Mukha. Take a couple breaths here. Find that whole body awareness. All right? Whole body awareness. If part of your body is telling you this isn't right, you can always bring the knees down, go back into child's pose for a couple breaths. We're now going to do the other side to come into our warrior two. So if you stepped your left foot back, that's the one you're going to step forward and start to bring yourself up. Adjust your leg position as needed to find this being really comfortable in the pelvis, really comfortable in the sacrum. Use that full body awareness, grounding down, finding just that right place. Once you have found just that right place, go ahead and extend the arms out to the side. Look down your middle fingertip. Find the feeling here of that whole body awareness again. Even though we're in a posture, it's one your body's familiar with. Whole body awareness. With that whole body awareness, any adjustments, because we don't want to feel discomfort at any time. From here, we're going to go into that variation of a side angle. So you're going to start to bring now your left elbow to your left leg. Find this work of the leg and the arm working against each other. Arm pressing in against the leg, leg pressing in against the arm, maybe 15 to 20%. Then this time your right arm's now going to come back and behind you and reach around for that left hip. Just take a couple breaths here. If it's possible from here, then your base is steady. You may want to work with maybe opening the shoulders up towards the ceiling or turning to look towards there, but don't if it's not comfortable. It has to be comfortable. One more breath. Now we're going to play with balance a little bit. So here's where you're going to shorten your stance, hop a little bit farther forward on that right leg, keep the left leg and arm connected, and just start to maybe lift up in the air. You can always come right back down. Arm and leg connected, or hand on chair as Debbie's doing. Maybe 3 times in total. Come on down. Now just go ahead and let your head come down. Come step forward, find your forward bend. Bend your knees. Relax the top of your head and either relax your arms completely or hold on to your elbows. And just for a moment, find your full body awareness here. Beautiful. Rooting down into the feet. As you're ready to come up, we're going to come up through chair pose again. So root down to the feet, bend the knees, hinge at the hips a little bit, raise up through the arms, pause there for a breath. Then as you're ready, root into the feet again, lifting up, light back bend. And again, come back to arms centered up towards the ceiling. Exhale, a light turn to the right or left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center. And exhale your hands back to the heart. Good. Again, pausing here, checking in. If you lost your full body awareness, try to regain it right now. The wholeness that is you, the consciousness of all of you in this moment. And go ahead and softly open your eyes, relax your arms for a moment. Good. Shake it all out. How are you guys feeling? All right. So now this is where I'm going to take a sip of water, everybody. Water up if you want. We're going to bring the chair or someplace where you can put your foot. Now, everybody first turn your chair seat towards the camera and have your strap handy. You won't need it for these first 2 things, but you may want to have it just hanging on the back of your chair. You can just turn it towards the camera for first. So finding a place like a chair to sit on. Here's the first thing that we're going to do, because this is the first step of this. We're moving towards a pose that's called Bird of Paradise. That involves pretty deep hip flexion. It involves pretty good shoulder mobility, but there's a number of ways of working towards it. So this is the first one. We're going to take our right leg and try to lift it up onto the chair seat like this. If this doesn't work for you, where you may be is sitting more towards the front of the chair and hinging your body a little bit lower down, all right? You can do either one of these. So with your leg up and on the chair seat, what I want you to do is start to bring that right arm inside, Just hold it there for a moment. With your left arm, you're going to turn it internally, start to take it around your back and reach for that left hip. Then at the same time, I want you to try to sit up nice and tall. Press again that action we've been working with, pressing the leg and the arm towards each other, and still finding yourself nice and tall in the chair. And if you want, you can always laugh. And release. Good. Release that leg down. And so the second leg, this leg's coming up. Again, if this doesn't work for whatever reason, I'm going to model this time. You guys are going to go into the same one we just did. I'm going to model coming down like this, because this may be where your body's at. Same thing, that right arm now is going to internally rotate and come around your back and reach for that left hip. The arm and the leg are pressing up against each other, and we're trying to find that nice tall spine. These guys are sitting up in the chair doing this. I'm just going to lengthen my spine here, even though I'm hinging forward from here. And again, we can always finding that nice deep abdominal activity here. One more breath. And exhale, release. All right, release the arms. Give them a little wiggle, wiggle. Once again, just take and do that, bringing the pinky fingers out. This is our nice internal rotation of the arms. Relax that. And then turn and flip the other way. And relax that. Good. So the next part of this, that is the first stage of this. You may find that you want to stay here at either one of those. We're going to now stand up and go into, I'm going to call this a bus stop, another bus stop. So I'm going to bring my chair. I'm going to have you guys turn your chairs sideways. And if you want to be standing on your mat, then you can have the chair right exactly like that or on the mat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up a little closer like this. And you're going to possibly want to have the strap. So everyone grab onto your strap. Okay. Now with this time, what we're going to do is we're going to start to take, we're going to demonstrate with the left leg first. You guys could always use the right leg. So watch for a moment. I'm going to find my right leg and I'm going to get fairly close to my chair seat. And I'm going to bring this leg here. Now here, what I'm going to start to do is this arm, the opposite arm of this leg is going to hold on to my strap like this. And I'm going to start to bring it around my back. So I'm going to have it here underneath this leg. Then I'm going to fold forward, reach my right arm, my left arm underneath, and I'm going to turn it internally and I'm going to find my strap. So now I have my strap in both hands and it's kind of riding on top of my hip. I'm going to start to try to stand up. So I'm here on my toes. I may not go any farther than this. This may be exactly where I stay for my balance. If I find I can lift up a little farther, I may want to even take my foot onto the top of my chair seat. Some of you are going to find that you actually don't need the chair seat and can start to open up like this. Some of you may be able to actually reach your hands under here and you may not need this strap. For me, I found this strap to be a big help for my shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to talk these guys through it. So having your chair and your strap in your right hand, set your left foot up on top of that chair seat. So right here, you're going to start to take your right arm, move internally and bring that around your back towards that left hip so that the strap is going to hang here. Then you're going to start to hinge forward from your waist. Take your left hand to the inside of that leg, then turn that internally and reach under that leg and see if you can grab onto your strap. Good. You got it? All right. Now, right here, you can stay right here. Find that place of working with that arm and that leg against each other, lifting with the heart up towards your right shoulder. If you want to try your balance, you're going to start to bring your tiptoes of that left foot onto the chair seat, maybe a little bit closer towards you. If you want to come all the way up, you can start lifting that foot up. Maybe you rest that foot on the chair seat, or maybe you want to lift it up in the air. Find that balance, full body awareness if you can. One more breath. Nice. And gently, you're going to start to come down stage by stage. Bring that foot down, letting go of the strap, unwinding the arm, standing yourself up, and then bring that left foot off your chair. Woohoo! Bird of Paradise, or Svarga Dvidasana, I believe is a Sanskrit name. All right, we're going to switch legs. You can switch your chair seat if you want. If you're using the back of your chair seat, I am going to suggest that you switch it just so you have it for using and resting your foot on the back of the chair seat. Right foot is now going to be on the chair seat or on your couch or what you're using. So right here, the strap's going to be in your left. Take that left hand back and behind you, reach it around, and so it could come over by your right hip. Then your right arm is going to start to come. Hinge forward, come underneath. Start to do that internal rotation, reaching around for the strap. Ground down into that left foot. Try to stay aware. Is it right for you to try to come up into balance? Coming out of the toes maybe of the right foot. Using that exhale, engaging the abdominal muscles to help you start to come up, lifting up through the heart, through the crown of the head. If you can, maybe lifting and starting to engage the hamstrings of that right leg. You could always use the back of the chair if you need to. 1, 2, or 3 more breaths. Try to stay in that awareness. Whenever it is that you're ready to come down, try to come down gently, unwinding. Bringing that foot back down to the chair seat, unwinding the arms, and setting that right leg down and on the ground. Yeah, good job, everyone. That's a difficult pose. And what I like about using the chair for this is there's so many ways in which you can just work with where you're at. Even if you're just coming up onto the chair and putting a little bit more weight bearing there. Engaging the abdominals and engaging the thigh muscles. But the full pose is a great one to work into too. But this hopefully gives you some ideas of how to work with this pose in a number of ways. All right, let's go ahead and move the chair out of the way. And what I'm going to have you guys come into, actually the chair may be helpful for some of you. We're going to do a wide leg forward bend to just kind of balance out the hips. So your chair seat, if you want, for a forward bend, or you could always bring over and have your blocks if you're using them. It's nice sometimes to have something to rest your head onto. So you're going to turn towards the side of your mat, spread your feet fairly wide. A standard is to put your arms out and then have your feet out about as wide as your wrists. But for some of you, that might feel awfully wide. So find the right place for you. You can always widen or bring it into more narrow as you go down. We're going to first hinge from the hips. So just know, if you need to, bend your knees lightly. Inhale and get your spine nice and tall. And on the exhale, staying aware of your body as you gently lower down. And first, maybe finding a flat spine position. Hands either on your chair or on the bricks or on the floor. Finding that length of your spine. You're still comfortable in the hamstrings. You're not feeling it around the knees or around the sit bones. Keep the knees lightly bent as needed. Inhaling here. You can always stay here if you want to. Gently start to exhale and rounding the spine, coming into forward bend. Stay in your body awareness. This should feel comfortable. We're going to relax into this for about a minute. So finding the pose that is absolutely right for your body. If you find a resting spot for your head, great. If not, let the crown of your head relax down towards the ground or touching the ground. We're going to take the time here to now bring awareness into your back body. Making sure that your breath is filling your low back, your mid back, your upper back. Beautiful. Good. Everybody's backs are looking good. Thank you for taking good care of yourself. We're going to stay maybe for somewhere between 5 to 10 more breaths. Finding that nice full breath. And now that you've become aware of that back body, what I want you to do is just imagine that you're breathing your breath through your spine. Let your inhale and your exhale travel up and down your spine. Staying lightly with that full body awareness. Flowing an easy breath. Good. Now, you don't have to come up yet. If you're still comfortable and you want to stay for a little while longer, please feel free to do so. If you're ready to start coming up, you may want to bend the knees just a little bit more. And maybe bring yourself first up into that flat spine position and just pause there. If you went fairly wide, I like to usually just kind of bring my heel toe in a time or two, and then gently start to come up a little bit more. Good. Yep, some of you may want to jump it together. Good. How's your hips feeling? Open. All right, good. We're going to come on down to sitting on the mat, and we're going to do a nice little twist here. Just gonna put my chair out of the way. Awesome. So coming on down, finding again your comfortable sitting position. I am going to suggest if you use blankets at the beginning to sit and have your spine nice and tall, you're going to probably want to have that blanket again now. So today we're going to work with, again, Ardha Matsyendrasana, I think. So this is where you can always start off with just having one knee bent and coming into your twist towards that direction. If it's comfortable, we're going to take this other leg, bend it, doing a little external rotation, bring that heel to the outside of your right hip. I'm sitting on a blanket, but I'm just going to lightly lift the blanket up. You don't want to be sitting on that heel. And then your right foot crosses over this knee. We've done a lot of hip stuff. Your hips may be ready for this. If they're saying no, 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 you can always back this up like this and just keep this knee bent. Or if that's not for you, straighten that leg back out again. All right, I'm going to keep it with this one. There's a variation. Elodie, can you put that foot on the ground? Yep, like that. That's it. Does that feel comfortable? Yeah. All right. Okay, good. So here we go. Taking your right hand back behind you. And what you want to do is, whether it's on your blanket or if you're up on some support, you may need to have a little support underneath your hand. Right here, just find that nice tall spine again. Let yourself lift up through the crown of your head. Take a moment to have your full body awareness. If any part of your body is already talking to you really loudly, back away. Maybe let the left leg go straight out again, because we're going to stay in this twist for a couple minutes possibly. Inhale up nice and tall. On the exhale, just simply moving from your spine, gently twist to the right. Readjust that right arm so it's supporting your spine. You can find your left arm comfortable. I'm not concerned about your left elbow being to the outside of that knee, because I don't want you using that arm to crank your body into this. You want this to be a relaxed twist for the spine. Now draw your chin in towards your body and then draw it down toward your chest. Soften or close your eyes. For a moment, allow yourself come back into that full body awareness. Make any adjustments if this is not right for you. And then softly begin to imagine your breath coming in through the crown of your head down to the base of your body. Exhaling back and up just in front of the spine through that golden column, up and out through the crown of the head. Inhale, drawing breath in all the way down to the base of the body. Exhale, bringing it back, up and out. Become aware as much as you've been aware of your body as consciousness and vibration. Now see if you can feel the vibration of your breath traveling inside of you. Stay with that sensation. And if you're not yet there, it's okay. Just imagine that your breath is vibrating, coming in through the crown of your head all the way down to the pelvic floor. And exhale, vibrating its way back up in front of the spine and out through the crown of your head. Three more breaths. Once you finish those breaths, just nice and easily and gently unwind yourself back to the front. Go ahead and relax the legs. We're going to turn to the other side, or turn yourself around to the other side. If you want, wiggle a little bit in between. Whatever version you're doing, this time we're going to twist to the other knee that's up. By the way, and I should have mentioned this before, if anybody is pregnant, then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be turning and twisting away from this knee really gently. Finding if you're doing what?
I said, well, I'm not.
If you're doing the full Ardha Matsyendrasana, your right knee is underneath you, that kneecap kind of centered in your body, the heel to the outside of your left hip, left foot crossed over in this. If you're not doing the full one, possibly this leg is just extended out straight, or maybe you may be crossing this left leg over. Left hand's going to be back and behind. Find the place where you're supporting your spine again in this position, and just moving from your spine, just allow your spine to come into its twist without any force, and then find the comfortable position for your right arm. It should be easy to maintain this position for the next couple minutes. Turning your head, chin, and eyes over that back shoulder. Draw your chin in toward your body and then lower down. Soften or close your eyes. Once again, take a moment to find your full body awareness. Again, if any part of you is not liking this position and is telling you that, then back off. Find your comfort zone. From here, then, you can then start to take and bring that awareness into your breath as the vibration. Drawing it from above the crown of your head down in a channel in front of your spine all the way to the pelvic floor. Your exhale, lifting it back and up through that channel and out through the crown of the head. Maintaining awareness of your breath as vibration within the vibration of your body. Imagine your breath as vibration if it's not yet feeling that way to you. Breathing in, exhaling back and out. Three more breaths. And after you finish that third breath, nice and easily and gently coming back and around to the front. Uncrossing the legs, extending the legs out in front. And we're going to do one more thing before we come onto the back and start to move into Shavasana. We'll do a little light bridge pose once we get down there. So finding whatever is a comfortable seated position, you can stay with your legs out or you can find a cross-leg position. We're going to do again Brahmari. This is the buzzing bee breath. And we're going to do this 3 breaths of yours. So what this is simply you're going to take your fingers and you're going to just close your ear flaps as you do this. And you create a hum. Teeth may be lightly together. You want to imagine the sensation that there's a bee in the center of your head and it's going right into the center, back behind your eyebrow center. That's where the center of the hive is. So we're going to take 3 full breaths. Hum as long as you can with your exhales while you have your ears closed. Once you've finished your 3 breaths, you can just simply allow your hands to come down. Observe the sensation of this beautiful vibration inside of you for a moment. And then go ahead and start to move yourself down and onto your back. And I'll meet you back there. All right? So we're going to take and get ready for your closing your ears. Take a nice inhale and begin your 3 breaths. Again, doing your observations as you finish your 3 breaths. The vibration of Brahmari, the buzzing bee. And once you've felt that, you observe that, you can always keep your eyes nice and soft or closed or softly open, and gently begin to work your way onto your back. All I'm going to suggest that you do once you're here before Shavasana or corpse pose is your body may want to come up into a couple bridge poses. You may want to do a light twist, but most of the time what my body wants to do is a light bridge pose or 2 before I come down and into corpse pose. So if that's true for you, then doing those, you may not find that you need them. Listening to, as well as you've stayed within that awareness of your body throughout the class, just get really aware of what your spine wants you to do, what your back or your body wants you to do before we move our way into corpse pose or Shavasana. Acknowledging what you might need in terms of supports for your Shavasana. If you're going to want to have anything like a blanket roll for underneath the knees, something for underneath your head, or even a blanket to cover up with. Just know that your body does cool down. We will be doing about 10 minutes for our Shavasana here. Here we go. So finding your supports. Finding the position where your back of your body is completely comfortable. Feel that you have just the right position for your shoulders, just the right position for the back of your pelvis, your sacrum, just the right position for the back of your head. Letting your arms and your legs be a comfortable distance away from each other, and doing any last little wiggles for them. As you start to settle into this position, I'm going to suggest take a couple nice, deep, full breaths, filling your body, soften your jaw, and just kind of do a ah. As you do any last wiggles, get yourself nestled down. And today I'm going to suggest that you just start off. Now we're going to go through and progressively relax every part of the body. And we're going to start off with taking your breath down and into your feet. And on a nice exhale, fully relax and release the feet. Breathing then into the lower legs. Nice full breath there. And on the exhale, fully relax and release the lower legs. Breathing then into your upper legs, your thighs. A nice full exhale, relaxing and releasing the upper legs. Breathing then into your hips and pelvis. Nice full exhale, relaxing all the muscles and organs of the pelvis. Breathing into the low back and abdomen. Exhaling fully, Feeling that nice softening of the abdomen, release of the low back. Breathing into the rib cage, the mid-spine. Exhaling, releasing in the middle of the back, the rib cage softening. Breathing into the shoulder blades and the upper back and the chest. The exhale softening the muscles and organs in the upper back and the chest. Now breathing all the way down and into your hands and fingers. Your exhale softening and relaxing hands and fingers. Breathing into the lower arms, the forearms. Exhaling, relaxing and releasing the lower arms. Breathing into the upper arms. And on your exhales, softening and relaxing the upper arms. Breathing now into the shoulders, the neck and throat. Exhaling, feeling softness and relaxation in the shoulders and the throat and neck. Breathing now into the muscles of the face, especially around the jaw and mouth. Exhaling, softening the jaw, relaxing the tongue inside of the mouth. Cheeks and lips relaxing. Breathing in now around the eyes and the forehead. And your exhales, feeling your eyes relaxing. The muscles of the forehead relaxing. Now feeling the front of your brain relaxing inside of the head. And again, just simply returning into awareness. Just observing and resting. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Take your time. Just allow yourself once again to become aware of your whole body. Seeing how it feels now, following your Shavasana, your time of relaxation. And then gently begin to bring movement back in. Starting off with the ends of your body, fingers and toes, gradually allowing that to come up through the limbs. Maybe doing a really nice full stretch. And then curling yourself up and into that fetal position and coming over onto the side that's the most comfortable. Take a couple breaths there. Allow yourself to gently and easily transition back into a seated position. We'll just be here for a couple minutes. So something where you can be just comfortable to do a check-in. Finding here once again the awareness of your body and the whole body, the awareness of your breath, the awareness of how you may have shifted or changed as a result of what you've done in this class. Turning your palms to face upward and joining the thumb and first finger. As we've worked with this awareness and consciousness throughout the class, this particular hand mudra can help us to join in with that. It's used in this way in meditation for many people. So just feel again the awareness of all of your body. The awareness of yourself as consciousness itself, vibration. Consciousness that has taken this physical form of your body in this moment. At any time during the rest of your day, when you have a chance, return back to this simple practice of becoming conscious of all of your body. Allowing that to be a place, a touchstone, if you will, of being conscious throughout your day, of bringing awareness more and more into your moment by moment life. As you're ready then, bringing your palms together to the heart and bow to honor all you are, all that you experience. May we remember that we are the light of consciousness and bring that out into our world today. We'll close with a chant of Om as we began, vibrating the Ah, low, U at the heart, the nasal sound in the head, and allowing the silence to arise into the world. Exhaling together and inhaling. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Thank you guys for your practice. Mwah. Hope you guys have a great and conscious day.